All right, so part two for Women of Star Wars. Yeah, I had a phone call from my friend Chris, so we just got done talking. But yeah, she's doing better. So, where are we? Naomi. Yeah, I made a character named Naomi April Maddox, who's a Reverend Christ, former Jedi Honor Guard. Also, was in a love triangle, followed Trent, and then got imprisoned in his lightsaber, and then died later on. And I brought her back. Yeah, resurrected her ass. And I gave her a layer to that because there's so much more to her than just that. All those little things I named off or pointed out of her. Um the thing was that she was content being dead, you know? And she didn't like she couldn't feel having come back, you know? Like when you have a near death experience or just die and you come back, you have that feeling of you do anything you want to feel again, you know? That kind of deal. And that's what I did with her. I gave her that. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's wild. I just it sucks that there's not a lot of creativity when it goes into characters in Star Wars because the women usually get the fucking shaft. They're either given the shaft or they're fridged, which is for Kyle Rayner's wife who got killed and shoved into a fridge. Or made to support the man's arc so he saves the day. Always pathetic. Uh, and there's also Black Token Sacrifice. That is the gayest stereotype ever. I fucking hate it. It's so dumb. It's like, yo, man, I got your back. Go save the day. Every time. Or they're just poorly executed. They look good on paper, but they come out looking like shit. It happens. Or, like most recently with Force Awakens, there were characters introduced and it is completely cut the fuck out. And then brought back in a different book. Like, okay, whatever. It's wild. But, like, women, I don't know, it's not that hard to create a female character that's easy to resonate with fans. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to appease a certain demographic, but let's be honest, it's 2025. Male demographic has shifted significantly over time. A lot. It's shifted a lot. It's no longer about, male hero. There's more depth and um uh interest in having a woman in charge. It's a lot more interest in that versus a man because men are boring. I know I'm boring. I have my boring points. But, you know, there's a lot more to it than just that. But having the diversity angle really does help. And changing the gender archetype is even better. Like, it's not that fucking hard to do. I mean, I did a whole video on how to write from a woman's perspective. It's really simple. Mm. And the same applies to writing LGBT. It's so fucking easy. Oh my god. Super easy. But everybody wants to get mad about it because it's wank. Like, dude, homosexuality's been around for a long time. It's been around for centuries. Incest is still popular in France to this day. So, come out that bubble. Or stay in the fucking closet. I don't give a shit, but fuck. At least acknowledge the existence of this shit. It's not hard to do. Because the faster you acknowledge it, the more you can let go of old thought process and draconian thoughts. You know? Like, damn. I wish there were more. I want more female led projects. Hell, there was supposed to be an all female Avengers movie or series when Evangeline Lilly brought that up after Endgame in that moment. And hasn't happened yet because it's dead in the water because it's dumb because it would work perfectly. It's worked in the comics. This shit has worked in comics before. This isn't some new thing. This has been in comics for a long time. And yet they don't do enough with it. Like there's the general interest for it, and then it just goes out the fucking window because they don't know how to make it work. It's not hard. It might seem hard because you'll see the interviews and like, oh well, we want to do that, but we have to think about the budget, and then we have to think about with the release window. Do we want to make it a summer deal? Do we want to do winter? Do we want to do beginning of the year? When? And it's just blah 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 blah. We got to find the right casting. Like, if it's so hard to find the right casting, do the bitch animated. That's even cheaper. Animation's cheap as fuck. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Especially if you get the right company that works with you and not against you. That's the biggest part of it. Like, if you can find the right company to work with you, you are golden. But if you find somebody who's against you, well, then you are kind of fucked. So, yeah. It's a bitch. But, I mean, at least there are companies that are trying to make it work. And some that are still... There's more progressive companies than there are conservative companies. And it's really sad. And that's what it really boils down to. You have a bunch of conservative cocksuckers who would rather see dudes leading the way versus women. Yet, as I mentioned in the first vid, women have led the charge in the industry as a whole. You don't believe me? Go look at history. There's plenty of women that have led the store to the forefront and been tip of the spear in bringing things to life. Whether it was electronics, whether it was math, whether it was vehicles, or whatever. They made it possible. So, yeah. But women in Star Wars, man, they get the shaft so fucking bad. And it's wild to me. Like, you have, for all the boasting of it being inclusive and open. Open. It's really quotation marks with that shit. They drag their feet in this shit. Hell, Star Wars is in the encyclopedia of racism, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that exists. I've covered that on the channel. And I was surprised by that. And it's true. Star Wars is racist because it's predominantly Caucasian. There's barely any minorities. All the aliens count as minorities, but they're all played by Caucasians for the most part. And yet they can't get diverse. Like, it's not hard to do diversity. What the fuck are you so afraid of? What the hell is a colored person gonna do to you? They're gonna bring you money. Duh. They're gonna bring in a new demographic. Duh. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not that fucking hard to do. Like, if you just went out of your way to actually make a project that works and has more female-oriented aspects to it and makes it work, you bring in the female audience more. Prime example of this shit. Blade the series. Yes, the Spike TV one. That, in its first season, had a high demographic of women. I'm not kidding. Go look this up. This is true. Its demographic was mainly female focused. And that even surprised the shit out of me. Because I didn't know that. I'm like, really? Because it's strange. It's one of those strange things. It's like having a demographic of like kids testing high for watching Law and Order or some shit. and they don't know what the fuck crime is. They don't know what Law and Order really is, but they tested high in it because they liked Stabler or whoever. uh, just weird shit. Or you have a bunch of drama heads that love Bluey because they enjoy dogs. Yet it's not their demographic, but they tested high in it. And I've never watched Bluey, so I don't know. Does Bluey blowy? Who fucking knows? Why is Bluey blue? Unanswered questions. It is what it is. But it's strange. Like, certain shows will test in higher demographics. It depends on what it is. But when you look at it and you see those numbers, it's like, oh shit, we're doing something right. And the right demographics coming in. But how do we balance it out for the other ones? How do we entice them? How do we bring them the fuck in? And the way to not do that is to, literally debase them from who they are, kill their creativity and complexity, and then have them sidelined in their own show. Looking at you, Mandalorian. And replace them with a Caucasian lead. That's dumb as fuck. Because, once again, then they're derailed from who they were. I mean, hell, the funniest comparison is literally hentai. Because the leads in hentai are all fucking women. Yet the whole demographic is mostly male-oriented. And female, too. I mean, damn. And you have so many female animators out there, too, and I love that. That's really cool. And I've come across a lot of artists, too. Like I mentioned, I used to follow. Most of them have either disappeared, died on different platforms, or they just quit altogether. I used to follow about 300 different artists. Yeah, across the platforms. And with the art books I find, holy shit. Oh my god, so much exposure to mediums and shit. It's beautiful. Oh my god. And not just the art, but costume design and shit. It's crazy. But them characters. I know I'm getting off topic, but it's related to it all. You look at them and you want to like them, and they're appealing, they're interesting, they're fun, and they have their quirks and stuff. But at the end of the day, most of what makes them complex gets stripped away. And that's sad. It really is sad. I'll even give you a hard one that I don't like. I don't think that women who haven't had kids should be playing pregnant women. They don't know shit about pregnancy. They never had a kid. And you're like, oh, that's horrible. They can talk to their parents about it. They can talk to their sisters if they have that. Oh. That doesn't mean they're going to understand it. They'll understand, but they ain't going to be able to go through with it. Fuck, it doesn't look right. It's dumb. It's like, I'm trying to. The other comparison to that is fathers, TV dads in the 90s versus today's dads. 90s dads got that shit right. They knew the assignment. They passed that shit with flying colors. Today's dads, not so much. It's really sad because they're just like, go get a like and maybe I'll be your dad. Go do something popular. Go get viral. I'll give you a hug. What kind of fucked logic is that? But, nah. And even 90s moms knew the fucking assignment too. They knew what the fuck was going on. Shit. And a lot of them on TV, it took a while for them to really go through shit. Jesus. Because, if you've ever watched behind the scenes on a lot of them, most of them have either been successful, become cult icons, or they fucked their whole career up. Roseanne's a good example of this. But yeah, it's crazy. But a lot of them got it right, and some of them got it wrong. Some of them are just made to look dumb as fuck. Yeah, but it's wild, and it's in every fandom. Every fandom has a character that they fucked up with, but some people came along down the road and fixed that character too. It all depends on who it is. Straczynski, another tie-in example of this. He couldn't get Babylon 5 reboot off the ground because of a president at Warner Brothers. I don't know which one it was, but he said it was because of one president that he couldn't, or it was one higher up that he couldn't get anything moving with Babylon 5. Once that fucker stepped down, everything came into place. Look at that. So, yeah, it's not just people that are mad about it. It's higher ups that are fucking it up too. But damn, I wish we had better characters in Star Wars. I want to see better female characters portrayed properly, not just as, eye candy or hypersexualized as soon as they come out. It's so pathetic. I remember when Rey was announced and art came out of her and shit, and then people did fan art and they're like, oh, she looks better now, and just gave her big tits and a big ass. That does nothing. That's ugly. That's disgusting. That doesn't make her better. It makes her stupid looking. And literally devalues and demeans her because you're a misogynistic prick. I swear. That's why I hate cunts like that, because you never get through to them and they just don't have any kind of mindset whatsoever. Sad. But I would love to see more female characters with complexity and powers that are actually fun versus the basic set. It's so sad. It's so dumb if you stick with just the basic diatribe. It's no fun. It's boring as shit. It's like, be creative for a universe. Let's reiterate that. Universe. Can you see me through that tiny little hole? Yeah. Universe. That's so wide. It's a very small ass lens. And it's shitty for that, because if the lens was a lot bigger, like it is and should be, we'd have more characters that have different power bases and different theologies, ideologies. Be a lot of fun. And most of these characters are based off of other popular political figures that have died in the past. No. But nobody ever wants to acknowledge that, because heaven forbid you acknowledge something that existed. So, yeah. But yeah, I have done, like, my female characters in my stories are a lot of fun. They're all unique. They're all expansive. They're not basic cookie cutter cunts. They're not stupid. They're smart and intelligent. And they problem solve, they conflict resolution, they go against their own beliefs for different causes and different reasons. It's fun. It's always fun. I mean, hell, I've written in my whole Star Wars fanfic, I have 20 plus characters, and I think 75% of that's women. Yeah. Because I like women. They're fun. Shit. I have a lot of good female friends. I love them. They're great people. I have learned a lot from them over the decades because I listened versus talking. I absorbed versus letting it just flow through. And that's the problem with a lot of people in these writing groups, is that they don't listen. They don't absorb. They act like it's background noise and just let it flow through them. So dense. And compromise. Nobody knows how to fucking compromise anymore. That's the worst part about it. But yeah. Shame I had to make this a 2-part video, but fuck it, whatever. Shit happens. So if you feel the way I feel, awesome, cool. We're buddies. If not, oh well. No, yeah, that's better. It's like, give me a drink. Baby! Like, I don't want a beer. I'm on the wagon, damn it. But I'm good. And another example, which is really one that really resonates with a lot of people. Lilo and Stitch. All that focus on Stitch. Where the fuck is Lilo? Where's Lilo at? All that fucking merchandise and no Lilo. Bastards. Whatever. And no, I haven't seen the new movie yet, and I don't know if I will or not. So, Christ. I'm gonna get off here, upload both these videos, and I'm gonna go take a piss because my bladder's like, go, motherfucker, go! And then I have my second slideshow running right now. I'm waiting on it to finish exporting, and then I will go chill outside for a little bit, come back in, upload all 3, and call it a night. So, stay tuned for something else.